Hi hobbyists, Brendan here with Privateer Press. Last time we readied our beasts for war by painting some fur. Today, we're going to brighten up our model with some object source lighting. So let's get started. So we have here our croak raider from our fire effects video. And the way I want to approach this technique is to kind of pretend that my light source is a paint grenade. And as it explodes, it's exploding where I'm going to have the OSL, the object source lighting, land on my miniature. So it'll probably hit on the top of the head here, maybe the lip if I want it to be that intense and go that far. But as an example, it wouldn't actually get to the rope down here because its chin's overhanging it, so any light would be blocked off by that part. I'm going to go with some colors that are actually in the fire itself. So I'm going to start with Ember Orange. I'm going to get some in my well palette. Using an old brush, I'm just going to scoop some down, be all messy. So I'm going to use some mixing medium here to help with the translucency. This can always add more layers if I want to. And this will help create a better gradient in the long run. I'm going to be using two-brush blending because it's perfect for this technique. So I'm pretending that my light source is like a grenade. So I'm going to pretend that it's coming this far and it might hit in contact right here. So I'm just going to blend it out. Approach it from behind, get a little bit on his head there, maybe a little bit on this leather. Come down from underneath, kind of explode right here. Just blend it. If I want it to be really intense, I can have it come down, maybe hit the top of the lip. Just smooth it out. Have it come all the way down, and hit the top of the bottom lip. But now we're getting pretty bright, which is okay. This is your choice. This is your option. I'm going to get it on the tongue. Just a little bit. Because it's kind of coming down and hitting the top of that tongue. Just going to work it around. Maybe in the chin here. Kind of coming down, hitting this part right here. Right about here. Now, this part is a little thicker than this part right now, so I definitely don't want that. I want it to be brighter the closer it is to the flame itself, so I want to make sure I go back over this to make it keep the intensity to pull off the effect. It definitely won't look right if this further away portion is brighter and more opaque than something closer to the light source. So go back on the leather. Come back on top of here. So I also want to get it on the fingertips because since it's so bright here, it needs to be bright closer. So it's definitely going to be on this fingertip here since it's coming over the lip of this. Come here, so it's going to come get the top of this. Now, it might not necessarily be getting the bottom of this finger here, but what's always accurate isn't always what you want to go with, because you want to pull off an effect. You're trying to create an illusion. It's not actually a miniature holding a real flame. So when someone looks at it, always go with your gut whenever you're painting anything, because sometimes you just want to simulate and emulate the idea of something more than trying to be perfect about it, because things can get lost in translation. So you're just trying to convince the viewer of the effect you're trying to pull off than actually being accurate. So it's okay if you make a mistake or go somewhere that you don't think, or it actually wouldn't go, just because if you're selling the effect, it kind of doesn't matter. So I'm also going to want some on the torch itself. So I'm just going to pull some down. It's going to be messy. So this doesn't have to be perfectly smooth because the flame itself should be flickering. And that's also a good reason to not be too worried that if one part looks more intense than another, it's because this could be brighter in that moment than the back portion of the torch or the top portion. So it's kind of like this, where this probably wouldn't get a lot of reflective lighting here due to this being blocked off by this portion of the leather and this portion of the lip, but it also kind of looks a little strange. So I'm going to go ahead and just add some there anyways, just to help with the contrast in that shadow. All right, so that's the orange done. And you can be more intense, or you don't even have to be this extreme about it. So the closer to the flame is going to be even brighter. So we're going to go to another color to do that. So I'm going to switch over here to Cygnus Yellow. I'm going to mix them up. Again with the old crusty brush. Now I'm not going to add any mixing medium to this. Not because I don't want the same effect as I did with the Ember Orange with mixing medium. It's just the fact that yellow paint is very hard to produce a solid coat with anyways, due to the pigments involved. I'm not going to add any mixing medium to this. All right. So I'm doing the same thing here as I've been doing, but this time I want to make sure I concentrate the yellow closer to the torch and just overlap some of that orange. And this is the hottest parts of the flicker in the fire. So I want to be a lot more careful with where I'm choosing to place these, because if I brought it all the way down here to this orange, that means this part would be more intense, so there'd be a lot more yellow involved here, which I don't exactly want right now. So just do a little tip there. And again, I'm going to break what I just said. So I don't want too much yellow going on here. This line on the upper lip of orange is probably getting more light because of how thick it is and how opaque it's become. So I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, just some dots. So maybe whatever light is being reflected and cast right here is a little brighter. And here I'm not really blending, as you can see, because I'm kind of just adding a little bit of dots here and there, just simulate the heat and the intensity that's probably coming off of it. I want to add a little bit more intense orange back to here. The reason why I want to apply more orange here is just because of my decision to add more yellow up here means that it should be more overcast further back, because this is now a brighter flame. So I'm making those decisions as I'm painting. So it's always good to have all your colors out, or to keep out your previous colors as you go, so you can adjust as necessary. All right, and using a nice OSL effect really helps sell your fire or glow and makes your model come to life. Now that we've shed some light on this subject, our Croak Raider is ready to ignite the flames of war. Join me next time when I'll show you a super fast technique for painting different types of leather. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos and check out the links in the description below for more in this series and additional information on the P3 hobby line. Now that we've shed some light on this subject, our Croak Raider is ready to ignite. Our Croak Raider is ready to ignite. Croak Raider is ready. Croak Raider is ignite the flames of war. Okay. You feel like you could do it. You feel like, I could do that amazing. And then you're in front of the camera and it's like, I don't know.